Hello, welcome back. This is Drogs. I think this is my fifth attempt. I'm not really sure. Going up against Hollow Crown randomizers. Last time I went up with Ogamore and Maza. Maza didn't work out too well for me. I don't think that's a great mage combination. So I'm trying to go away from trying something a little different. I'm going with Jan Magda instead. Young Magda's special ability allows her to gain a card from any supply pile, and if you have 4 open breaches, an ally also gains a card from any supply pile and places it on top of their deck. And it's any card, so that's pretty powerful. Her Illuminate card allows her to do 1 damage while leaving it prepped. Or I'm sorry, when you focus or open one of your breaches during your turn, while prepped, deal 1 damage. So as she opens up her breaches, she gets to, plink away at the Acolyte. So I thought I'd give her a try. I also think the little girl, Desmodia, would be a really good combination. So if this doesn't work out, I'll go to her next. And if neither of them work out, I'll probably go back to Maza. But I think he works better with some other mages. So Ogamore, his special ability allows him to gain 6 life. If he's exhausted, it gives 5 life to his ally. And his special card, if he has 3 life or more, gives him 3 Aether and 1 charge while suffering 2 damage. Alright, and I'm using randomizers, so here we go. We're going up against Hollow Crown. He's a cult leader. There are 9 cultists with 11 life apiece that you have to kill. One of them always gets healed in the first 3 rounds as well, so there's effectively 10 of them. You have to work your way through, as well as the regular minions that always come up. Okay. For gems, we got Frozen Magmite, 3 cost, gain 2 Aether. You may place the next card you gain this turn on top of your deck. Breachor, this is a great one for Young Magda, 4 cost, gain 2 Aether, or focus your closed breach with the lowest focus cost. And Bloodstone Jewel. When you gain a Bloodstone Jewel for the first time on your turn, gain 3 Aether. Gain 3 Aether. Not too shabby. Although 2 of these are the same that I had last time. I don't think I've seen all the gems yet either. There's definitely gems that have eluded me so far. Yeah, looks like 2 of them. I've never seen. That's crazy. But let's get these out. And that's nice that I have a 3, a 4, and a 6. Alright, we'll do our relics. Hope everyone's doing well today. Conclave Scroll and Mage's Totem. So we had Conclave Scroll last time. You gain 1 charge, and if you have all of them, all 5 of them, then you may destroy the top card of your ally's discard pile as well as a secondary effect. Mage's Totem costs 2. You may destroy or gem a relic you played this turn. Destroy this, Grateful gains 1 life. So that's cool. So between the 2 of them, try to use this to destroy sparks and this one to destroy gems. And they're very low cost, which I love. I love low cost things. Yeah, so I haven't done quite as many videos as I used to. That's mostly because I started a new job a couple weeks ago, and I'm still getting used to my new schedule. Also hurt my back my second week on the job a little bit. Just overextended myself, and my sciatic nerve flared up really, really badly. That was about a week and a half ago now. It's gotten a lot better, but it's still there, causing me quite a bit of pain, especially when I try to sleep. So I've just been a little bit more. Haven't been on my A game lately. But I'm making sure to still try to do at least 2 videos a week. Frankly, it's funny. I went from doing 4 or 5 videos a week to 2, and I'm getting more views, or more view time anyway. So people, maybe 2 a week is all I need. Maybe I was making too many. I don't know. All right. Oh wow, high cost. So Celestial Spire, 5 cost, deal 3 damage. If this card's supply pile is empty, an ally draws a card. Very cool, I like that one. Fiery Torrent deals 2 damage, 2 additional damage for each other Fiery Torrent prepped by any player. And then 7 costs, reduced to ash. While prepped at the start of your current phase, reveal the top card of the deck. You may destroy that revealed card. Very cool, 4 damage. And Crystallize, 8 cost. I haven't seen this one yet. This spell must be prepped to adjacent breaches. So this card touches both breaches. This fully occupies both breaches. Cast, an ally reveals their hand. Deal 2 damage for each gem in that ally's hand. That's terrible. I can't think of any advantage that I'd want it to be in 2 breaches. And at best, it's a 10 damage card. I hate that card. I'm not going to use that. But it is what it is. This is why I play with randomizers. I can't imagine myself using that one in this game. Maybe a different Nemesis, there's a specific reason why that one's a good card or whatever, but I can't see that one being useful in this particular game. And I'm going to have to go heavy on the economy just because of the cards that I got. So my lowest cost spell is 5, and my damage spell is 7, really. So, but whatever. Let's see if I can do it. Young Magda, she is going to prep Illuminate, and then for 4 Aether, she will purchase a Breach Ore. Nemesis' turn. Heart of Nothing. To discard 4 cards in hand. Power 2 unleash twice, or any player suffers 4 damage. Interesting. Alright, Ogumor. He's going to discard 4 cards. To discard Eye of Nothing. Heart of Nothing, sorry. He will then use Coal Shard. He will take 2 damage. Use him with 8. He gains a charge. And he still generates 3 Aether. Ooh. Which is enough for a Conclave Scroll. Well, I need to... Normally I would have bought a gem, but I need to get that those charges started to generate quickly. That's the one thing I did right the last game. All right. And I will spend 2 to focus Yamag the second breach. Doing so allows me to do 1 damage. We're going to hit Trag with it. It allows me to prep that spark. And then she will use 2 to purchase a Mage's Totem. Okay, Ogumor's turn. He will prep a spark, and he will pay 3 for a frozen Magmite. That's rough. Alright, and Nemesis. Place the Acolyte in play with the lowest life on the bottom of the Acolyte deck. That is Trag. That is nice. Then draw an Acolyte, and then Unleash. Bezu. Bezu's ability is Gravehold and this minion suffer 1 damage for each spell prepared by the player with the most prep spells. We will do that. So Gravehold will take 2 damage. Brings us to 28. And Bezu takes 2 damage. Which brings him to 9. That's the first round. I feel like I screwed something up really bad there. On Magda's turn, Spark is going to go off and is going to hit Bezu. Brings him to 8. She will then use her Breach Aura to focus her second Breach, which then does an additional point of damage to Bezu, brings him to 7. And then she'll pay 4 for another Breach Aura. Okay, we will cast Spark, 1 damage to Bezu. We will pay 2 to focus second Breach. We'll prep 2 Sparks. Okay. We will cast both Sparks. That's 2 damage to Bezu. Leaves him with 4. Prep Spark. We will use Conclave Scroll to gain a charge. And then Coal Shard does 2 damage. Brings me from 8 to 6. And gives me a charge. It also gives me 3 Aether. Plus 2 is 5. 6. So with 6 Aether, I will purchase a Bloodstone Jewel, which gives me an additional 3 Aether. I'll take the Frozen Magmite. I really wanted to get a second Conclave Scroll right there, but he's doing okay. Nemesis's turn. We draw Throne Watch. 6 life. Resolve the blood magic effect of the Acolyte with the lowest life. The Acolyte then suffers 1 damage. Ooh, double activation. Okay, so that means Bezu's ability activates. So Gravehold and this minion each suffer 1 damage. Brings me to 27. Bezu to 3. And then he takes an additional 1 from Throne Watch, so that brings him to 2. Then we draw. Afflict, Unleash. So Kurgax activates, which means Gravehold takes 1 damage, brings us to 26, and Olgamore takes 1 damage, brings him to 5. Any player suffers 3 damage and places a card in their discard pile into their hand. I don't have a way to heal other than Olgamore's. I don't really want to bring him to 2 life, though. I'm going to have Yen Magda take this one. Just because it's kind of bad timing for this to go off. And that allows her to take any card in her discard pile and put it back in her hand. So Breach Aura. And Olgamore wouldn't be able to take advantage of that. Okay. Yen Magda gets to go. We will leave Illuminate. I will use Breach Aura to focus that second Breach. And that will do 1 damage to Throne Watch. And then she still has 4 Aether to purchase another Breach Ore. And then I will use Mage's Totem to destroy one of those 4 crystals that I just played. That's the end of the second round. Not too shabby. I feel better about this so far. Yamagda's doing great. Ogamore's doing okay. Not as good as he did the first game, but I got a Bloodstone Jewel with him already, so that's pretty good. Okay, Yamagda gets to go again. We will use Breach Ore to open the second breach. That will do 1 damage to Throne Watch. Brings him to 4. We prep Spark, and then for 3, she purchases a Conclave Scroll. Nemesis gets to go, which means Throne Watch activates. So Gravehold and this minion each suffer 2 damage. So Gravehold's going to drop to 24. Bezu gets exhausted or killed, however you want to look at it. And we bring out Navkalis. Navkalis does 3 damage to Gravehold, and then he suffers 1 damage. Wait, did I do that right? No. That was the Throne Watch activation. I still didn't draw a card yet. Planar Collision. Discard 2 prep spells. Power 2, unleash twice. Okay. Let me get 2 tokens on them. Boards get a little messy. Okay. Now, Ogamore gets to go. He's going to cast Spark for 1 on Throne Watch. Prep Spark. For 4, he's going to buy a Breach Ore. Okay, cool. On Magda's turn, I will discard both the Spark and the Illuminate to eliminate Planar Collision. Now I don't have Illuminate up there anymore, so Breach Ores, I'm probably going to take the Aether. Yeah. So I'm going to generate 6 Aether to buy myself a Bloodstone Jewel with the Frozen Agmite. And then I'll use a Mage's Totem to destroy a crystal. Okay, Ogamore. He will cast Spark for 1 on Throne Watch. Prep Spark. Then he generates 5. Yeah, that's perfect. So he will open his second breach with 3. Prep that second Spark. He will use 2 to purchase Mage's Totem. And then he's going to use the Conclave Scroll to gain a charge. Very cool. And Nemesis. So they both have 11 life. I do not have a realistic way to heal Gravehold. I got the Mage's Totem, but... So I'm going to let Kurgax activate. So it's going to do 1 damage to Gravehold. And I'm going to have him do 1 damage to Jan Magda too. And then he suffers 1. And then we draw. Resolve the blood magic effect of each acolyte without either of them taking damage. So that's 1 damage to Gravehold, 4 damage to Gravehold, and 1 to a player. So that brings Gravehold from 23 to 19, and Olgamore is going to drop from 5 to 4. That's all right. Yeah, Magda only has to tank in the beginning while I get that charge generation going with those Conclave Scrolls. Oh, how was I doing that? Sorry, I didn't mean to be looking at that, you guys. I wasn't looking. That's why I did it that way, because I was thinking. Okay. Sweet. Olgamore is going to go first. He's going to cast both Sparks, and he's going to take out Throne Watch for 2. And he's going to prep Spark. He's going to use the Coal Shard. He's going to lose 2 life, but he's going to gain a charge. That's worth 3 Aether. 4, 6, 8. So he's going to spend 2 on a charge, activate his special ability, healing himself 6. Sorry. Not sick. But that heals him back up to 8 life. And then he still has 6 remaining, and he's going to purchase a Bloodstone Jewel, and then use the 3 Aether. Oh, yeah, sorry. Bloodstone Jewel goes up here because of the Frozen Magmite. And then he's going to use the 3 from that Bloodstone Jewel to buy another Conclave Scroll. Awesome activation. Nemesis' turn. Infernal Domain. Discard, spend 8 Aether. This is the one that gets the 3rd Acolyte. So there's certain cards I'm realizing for certain Nemesises. Not every Nemesis operates this way, but there's certain Nemesis cards that act as checkpoints. And this is one of them. This is a tier 2 card, and it costs 8 Aether to discard, which is a lot for a tier 2 card, especially if you get one early, like I just did. You want to be able to get that, though. So when you go up against Hollow Crown, make sure you get your economy going early, because this is a win or lose, whether you can discard this or not, especially on expert difficulty. When I was going up against Crooked Mask, his Corruptor minion in the first, which is one of his tier 1 cards, being able to effectively deal with him is a win or lose condition. Now, not all of these cards are like that, but you definitely want to be able to deal with their unique cards. And I would say several of the Nemesises have 1 or 2 unique cards. Like Throne Watch, not that big of a deal. If he sits around for a couple rounds, it's fine. It's not a game ending. This, if it goes off, can be game ending. So each Nemesis, or several Nemesises, have 1 or 2 cards that you really want to make sure you want to build around eliminating that card. Okay. Infernal Domain came out. Olgamore. He's going to hold on to that Spark. He generates 7 Aether. Not enough to get rid of Infernal Domain, but it is enough to purchase a Reduce to Ash. Okay. And we get Jan Magda. 3 Aether with the crystals, 5 if she uses the Breach Ore, plus a Conclave Scroll. So Conclave Scroll generates 2, or a charge, rather. And then for 5, do I want Torrent? Or Celestial Spire? I'm going to go with Celestial Spire for her. I'm going to try to get her all 5 of those. Okay, she's going to go. Oh, and she gets to go again. Oh, sorry. Yeah, it's her turn. She's going to prep Illuminate and Spark, and she generates 5 Aether again, and gets another Celestial Spire. And Nemesis gets to go. Infernal Domain loses a token, and we get Rain, a resolve the blood magic effect of the acolyte with the most life, which is Navkalis. So Gravefold suffers 3 damage, drops us to 16. This minion suffers 1, drops him to 10. Then that acolyte suffers 6 damage, so that's going to drop him from 10 to 4. And then unleash twice, which means Kurgax activates. So he does 2 damage to Gravefold, drops us to 14, and 2 damage to Olgamore. So that card is a specialty card for Hollow Crown. It's gonna whack you hard no matter what. There's no way to cancel that one. So you don't need to build around that. It's just something you have to be aware of, that it's gonna happen. And effectively what it means is one of your acolytes is going to activate once, and then the other one's going to activate twice. Unless you want to specifically make one of them activate 3 times by getting the other one's life really, really low. I don't think it really matters. The differences between their abilities isn't that stark for just one activation. But let's see. Okay. So close. Yeah, I can generate 7 Aether, not 8. So I will use the Breach Ore twice. 1, 2, to focus the 3rd Breach, which allows me to do 2 damage to Navkalis. I still generate 3 Aether, which is enough for a Conclave Scroll. And I use Mage's Totem to destroy a crystal. Damn. Okay. Infernal Domain go off. Draw an Acolyte. Lurzon. Player with the lowest life suffers 1 damage. And then all 3 of their Acolyte blood magic effects go off. So Gravefold's going to take 4, drop us to 10. That's the combination of their 2 abilities. And then Navkalis takes 1 damage. Olgamore takes 1 damage. And then Olgamore takes another 1 damage, which leaves him with 4. Kurgax has 10, Navkalis 1, and Curzon 11. And then I still have to draw Nemesis card. Morbid Gyre. Power 1, unleash twice. Players collectively discard 3 cards. Can pay 7 to discard that. Not my lucky day. Okay. Unleash twice, which means Lurzon. It's going to activate twice, which does 2 damage each time, or once, 1 damage each time to Olgamore. So that brings me from 4 to 2. And then I need to discard 3 cards. Okay. 2 crystals and a spark. At least I get couple activations in a row. I will cast Spark. I will kill Nelf Callus. Let's get him out of there. And we bring out Solara. Solara has 11 life, as all the Acolytes do. And her blood magic ability is to any player discards 2 cards in hand, and then Solara takes 3 damage. At least it doesn't damage me. Okay. Conclave Scroll gives me a charge. And then I generate 5 Aether for a Fiery Torrent. Or actually, for a Conclave Scroll and a second Mage's Totem. And I have to hold on to that Mage's Totem for now. Okay, I'm good to go again. Put 2 sparks. We're going to use Conclave Scroll, generate a charge, and its secondary ability activates, allowing me to destroy this crystal that was on top of Jan Magda's discard pile. Man, I'm going to hold on to the Cold Shard. Okay. I destroy the Cold Shard. It's not worth holding it onto it in my hand when I need 4 charges. It's not worth drawing 3 cards. Alright, Jan Magda. Is going to use Breach Ore to focus the 3rd breach. Allows her to do 1 damage. She will do that to Lurzon. She will then prep Celestial Spire. And then she will use where the rest of his cards go? Did I do something weird? Why is this here by itself? I had the Mage's Totem. I destroyed. That was the only card I discarded. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Gotcha. Okay. So she's going to use Conclave Scroll, generate charge. Alright, this is the shuffle that matters. This is going to be the make or break if I get another bad double activation like that. I need to be able to heal Hulk is basically what it boils down to. If I can pull that off, I'll be fine. If I can't, he's going to become exhausted pretty quickly, and I'm going to be in trouble. Nemesis first. We get Mangle Root, 12 life. Gravehold takes 3 damage. This minion suffers 2 persistent. Okay. Olgamore's going to cast both sparks, doing 2 damage to Mangle Root. He's going to prep reduce to ash. So I'm going to generate 5 Aether for Fiery Torrent. And he's going to use Mage's Totem to destroy this crystal. I probably should have just bought charges. I don't really know why I did that. Ugh. Okay. Alright, cool. Jan Magda, she's going to cast Celestial Spire and Spark. So that is worth 4 damage to the Mangle Root, bringing him from 10 to 6. She will then prep Celestial Spire to its second breach, and she generates 6. She's going to take Bloodstone Jewel with a Frozen Magnet. Nemesis's turn. Mangle does 3 damage to Gravehold, drops us to 7. And he takes 2 damage himself, dropping him to 4. And we get a Photic Sun to discard, spend 7 Aether. Power 2, Unleash. The player with the most charges suffers 3 damage and loses all of their charges. Okay. Jan Magda's gonna go. So use Conclave Scroll, get a charge. She's going to use the Breach Horse twice. Yep. Oh, I'm sorry. Opens the 3rd breach and then focuses the 4th. She's going to use Magmite to purchase an additional charge. And she's going to hold on to the Mage's Totem, I guess. Or she's actually going to destroy it to heal Gravehold 1. I really shouldn't have done that, but it's fine. All right, we get Olgamore. Now, before he casts Reduce to Ash, I get to reveal the top card. It is a Spark, and I will destroy it. Through the Reduce to Ash ability, I will then cast Reduce to Ash, doing 4 damage, killing the Mangle Root. Woo! Hell yeah. I then generate 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Got a Bloodstone over here. And I will use that to discard a Photic Sun. Hells yeah. That's a destroy card. Get rid of the minion and a Photic Sun. That's an awesome turn. Now again, didn't get to heal Olgamore. Didn't even get to get very many charges. So still need some luck. Okay, Chaos Flail, power 2, unleash twice. Any player places their discard pile on top of their deck, shuffles it, reveals your top 2 cards, destroys the most expensive card. Discard 7 Aether. Okay, sweet. Olgamore will prep Spark. He will use 2 Conclave Scrolls to generate 2 charges. He will use Bloodstone Jewel to purchase first Magmite. And I guess he just holds on to the Mage's Totem for now. Okay, we get Young Magda. She will prep Celestial Spire. She'll use the Breach Ore to focus her 4th Breach, then prep Spark to it. She will use Conclave Scroll to gain a charge, and that crystal becomes wasted. Now, I'm going to hold on to her special ability because I can only activate the first half of it right now, but if I open all of her breaches, I can do the second part, which I should be able to pretty soon. All right, Olgamore's turn. He will cast Spark, deal 1 damage to Lurzon. Use him with 9. Prep 2 Sparks. He will use Conclave Scroll to gain a charge and destroy Young Magda's crystal on top of her discard. And then he will use Frozen Magmite for this last charge, and then he will activate his special ability, healing himself 6, bringing him from 2 to 8. And then he will hold on to the Mage's Totem. Man, Mage's Totems are pissing me off. Alright, Nemesis is going to go. We'll take a token off Chaos Flail, and then we get the Mage Ender. 9 life. Player with the most open breaches suffers 2 damage. So I gotta take him out. Luckily I have some decent damage on tap. Alright, and Magda's gonna go. I'm gonna cast Spark and both Celestial Spires for 7 damage. To the Mage Ender. That brings him in striking distance. Olgamore could take him out. And then I generate 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. Nice. And I will use I will use it all. 3, 5, 6, 7, 8 to discard the cast flow. Hell yeah. So this game's going much better. I got that economy going the way I wanted it to. There we go. That's enough to open up 4th breach. So I'm in good shape. I got Olgamore healed, and Magda's special ability is ready to go. I'm about to, on her next activation, she will also open up her 4th breach, and then I can use her special ability to give them each a reduced to ash. Which is very cool. And I'm getting some deck curation going, especially on Young Magda. Olgamore is struggling with that a little bit. All right, sweet. I get to start with her too. So I'll start by using my 2 breach ores, focusing my 4th breach twice. That allows Illuminate to do 2 damage to Lurzon. I will then activate her special ability, Imperium Ritual. Gain a card from any supply pile, reduced to ash. If you have 4 open breaches, an ally gains a card from any supply pile and puts it on top of their deck, reduced to ash. Why not? I will then use Conclave Scroll to gain a charge. And then I generate 5 Aether, and I will purchase a Celestial Spire. hella good turn. Alright, Nemesis gets to activate. Mage Ender is going to do 2 damage to Jan Magda, which brings her from 6 to 4. And then we draw. Ascend, Unleash. And that would be Solara. Any player discards 3 cards in hand. That's going to be Olgamore. It's going to get rid of those 3. The 2 mages, totems, and a frozen magmite. And then Solara takes 3 damage. So that brings it from 11 to 8. And then the Acolyte with the lowest life, which is Lurzon, gains 10. So she heals from 7 to 11. Can't overheal. And then Lurzon activates. Player with the lowest life, which is Jan Magda, takes 1 damage. So that's not great because Mage Ender will keep hitting Jan Magda. It's not lowest life, it's most open breaches. So okay, so he does. He does 2 damage to Jan Magda, and we draw a card. Gravehold suffers 7 damage or unleash 3 times. Now, I kind of have to take the damage because unleashing 3 times would be lowest life 1 damage 3 times, which would exhaust Jan Magda and then do 2 damage to Olgamore. But if I exhaust her, Gravehold takes 4 damage as well. So it's all kinds of problems. So I will take the 7 damage on Gravehold, even though I have no way to healing it. So probably going to lose this game. Yeah. But 3 activations in a row. If I get lucky, it'll be 7. maybe I can eke this out. Who knows? All right, Olgamore is going to go first. He's going to cast his 2 sparks, kill the Mage Ender, get him out of there. He's going to prep Fiery Torrent, and he's going to focus his 3rd breach. Now Magda's going to go. We're going to cast Illuminate, do 1 damage to Lurzon, bring him to 10. So at least that way his ability doesn't activate. So that gets me kind of out of the danger zone with that. But, well, no, because I can't choose Kurgax either. So I have to get Solara, who is the lowest life, to be the highest. So that's not great. So, but anyway, we're going to prep 2 Celestial Spires and a Spark. We'll use Conclave Scroll to gain a charge. And then we'll use Breach Ward to buy Mage's Totem. At least I can heal Griffith 1. And then Olgamore's turn. And he's going to do 2 damage to Kurgax. Brings him to 8. And then he's going to prep 2 Reduce to Ashes while generating 5 Aether, which is enough for another Fiery Torrent. So if I'm really lucky and I get 3-4 activations in a row right here, I might be able to sneak my way out of this a little bit. We'll see. Okay, he does get to go again. So I get to reveal the top card of my deck. I do not want to destroy that. So that's okay. Why did I do that? Oh. Okay. I will cast both Reduced to Ashes. I'm going to do 4 damage to Lurzon and 4 to Kurgax. So I use Lurzon with 6, Kurgax with 4, and Solara with 8. So Solara does not do any damage to players or Greyfold. So that's why I'm doing that. I will then use 2 Conclave Scrolls, generate 2 charges. And then the Bloodstone Jewel with the 2 crystals is worth 5, and I'll purchase a Fiery Torrent. Well, I'll take that back. I'll purchase the Celestial Spire. Okay, do get young Magda. She will cast Celestial Spire to do 4 damage to Kurgan, killing him. Getting him out of there. Ugh. And then we get Holderan. 2 different players each take 1 damage. That's not good. So I will use... I didn't want to, but I will use the other Celestial Spire and Spark to do 5 damage to him, bringing him down to 6, so that he doesn't activate either. And then I generate 3, 5, 6, 7, 8 Aether, which is enough for the last Celestial Spire and a last Mage's Totem. Nice. Okay. I'm going to prep Reduce to Ash, Celestial Spire. Going to use Conclave to gain a charge. And then I generate 4 with the Breach Ores, which I will use to buy 2 charges. I will then activate her special ability, purchasing a Reduce to Ash, which gives me a Reduced Ash for self, and another one on top of Olgamor's deck. So in terms of offensive firepower, I have all 5 Reduced Ashes, all 5 Celestial Spires. It's really a matter of, can I keep Greyfold alive at this point? All right, awesome. So it did work out the way I prayed. I got my 4 activations in a row. That means there's a double activation in here though. So it really depends what comes up. All right, we're gonna prep Spark. We're gonna destroy Mage's Totem to heal Greyfold 1. Brings that up to 2. And then Conclave Scroll is gonna give me a charge. And then, man, I don't even know if I want to purchase. I'll purchase a Breach Ore, I guess. He doesn't have his breaches open, so I could have purchased 2 charges, but he already has 8 life. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Double Nemesis activation. Okay, Withering Beam, power 2 unleashed twice. Players collectively destroy the 2 most expensive prep spells. That could be okay. Here's the problem with the double unleash. Solara would unleash the first time, but then suffer 3 damage, and then he would go down to 5 life. So either Holderan or Lurzan would have to activate. Either one of those would exhaust Yawgmoth's, so that's still pretty bad. Alright, so we take off a power token. And we get Viscera Bride. 18 life. This is a tier 3 card. These are both tier 3 cards. Persist in the Acolyte with the lowest life. Gains 10 life. Resolve that Acolyte's blood effect twice. Okay, I think that's game over. I mean, that's crazy. That's crazy. Just hold on one second. I gotta run to the bathroom. Sorry about that. But I was holding that in pretty since like half an hour ago, and I was gonna piss myself if I didn't go. All right. So this is really bad. Withering Beam activates. Unless I can damage both of these mages, that's going to exhaust Jan Magda and cause a lot of problems. And he's going to heal them and cause their effects to go off anyway, so I don't know if there's a way for me to survive that. If that makes sense. So here's hoping for another. I need another 4 activations in a row. That's kind of my best shot. So I'm going to shuffle this extra. I gotta say, Hollow Crown is tough. He's real tough. He kind of reminds me of Crooked Mask a little bit in terms of difficulty. And this is just normal. On increased difficulty, every Acolyte's effect just goes off every time on every Unleash. And they don't take any damage from their effects. So, like, they're just brutal. I mean, that's... A lot of the times you read the increased difficulty rules and you're like, that doesn't sound that bad. Like, it's a minor bump in difficulty. And it may not play out that way, even if it reads minor, but that one reads terribly. Like, that's really bad. It basically buffs all their abilities and then all 3 of them go off at the same time instead of 2. Although, on expert difficulty, if you get 3, you might as well just stop. Okay. So, didn't get what I wanted. Withering Beam's going to go off. So that's a double unleash. So firstly, any player discards 2 cards in hand. So Ogamore's going to discard 2 sparks. He then takes 3 damage. Okay. Then Lurzon's going to activate. Doing 1 damage. So Jan Magda, exhausting her. Oh, that's game over. Yeah, that's already game over. I was going to say, like, I could play games with this, but the second she gets exhausted, Grateful takes 4 damage. And that's game. It would have been bad anyway, because I then would have had to destroy those 2 spells. And then I would have to heal one of these, probably Lurzon, and yeah, it wouldn't have been great. And then I was still gonna have 4 more unleashes, just in that activation. Let me see that. Yeah, and then I would have had 4 activations in a row. Not quite. And that's fine. I shouldn't have to do that, like get that lucky. I love the gems. So the gem setup for this was great. Breachor, especially with Young Magda, really let her get her special ability off. Olgamore too. So I think their special abilities worked pretty well. Because it let me, here's what it did, is it let me focus on the economy, get the economy going well, so that I could cancel the 7 and 8 cost stuff, except I didn't get to cancel the 8 cost one, because It was like the first card of tier 2. So that was just bad luck. But I got to cancel just about everything else. So that's what kept me in the game. And then, even though the economy was great, I got her ability off twice, which allowed me to purchase 4 reduced to ashes, 2 for each, using her special ability, and I was able to keep Olgamore healed. I wasn't able to have him tank quite effectively enough, so that was also a little bit luck that I had to have her take some damage early, which really didn't work out for me. And then Gravehole took too much damage early. But the relics were good. I got to curate, look at that, 5 crystals I got to remove from Young Magda, and a crystal and a spark, close shard. It actually kind of screwed up Olgamore for whatever reason, just how they came up in the deck. It just never came up at the same time as crystals. They just weren't placed near each other. And that's my fault. I wasn't paying attention when I purchased them. So I need to, if you do purchase Mage's Totem with the intention of getting rid of your crystals, purchase them with your crystals. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I have 3 crystals in my hand. Perfect time to purchase a Mage's Totem. Don't buy them when you don't have any crystals in your hand and put them next to each other, which I think is what I did. I just wasn't paying attention there. Celestial Spire, I did get all 5 of them, which is great, but I didn't get to actually use its ability, which allows you to draw additional cards. So in this case, this was a mistake that I purchased 2 Fiery Torrents. I should have purchased all the Celestial Spires first, and I shouldn't even have touched these until all the Celestial Spires were gone. Because it doesn't matter who has it, you need to get all 5 for that ability to activate. So that was a mistake there. And then Crystallize is just useless in my mind in this particular game. So yeah, couple mistakes, but overall that was a pretty good setup. The gems were a good setup. The relics were a good setup. Crystal Spire, Reduced Asher, nice. Fiery Torrent might have been decent late game if I had been able to curate my deck enough, but I didn't get that far. All right, and I still managed to kill 3 Acolytes, so it wasn't all bad, but I'm definitely not getting quite enough offense there. So there were still 3. Oh, I guess that's not terrible. So I had to kill these 3 and then 3 more. You know, that's not unheard of with 5 damage, 4 damage, you know. And I also should have gotten at least 1 Breach Ore on Olgamore early. I never did, and so I was never focusing his breaches. So that was a problem as well. All right, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Love you. Bye-bye.